when you do maybe go into a town, do you pre-scope that out, or do you kind of just go and see what happens?
No, if your city is in the news for killing black people, I'm not coming.
So I'm here with my friend Antonio Sims from Detroit. This is episode 4, Antonio. I don't know if you
That's
know
what's
this.
up.
Episode 4 of Fellow Wanderer. And the first thing you need to know about Antonio is exactly what you see on the screen. He intentionally wore that hat. I
That's
know he
right.
did. And
I
I
sure did.
intentionally wore this hat for this event that we had. And we don't even have to tell each other we're going to do it because we just
No.
do.
Yeah.
Um, as you can see, Antonio is from the town of Detroit. That's the
Good job.
capital D. And I'm repping, even though I'm from northern Wisconsin in the woods, I'm repping my Minnesota Twins hat because I'm a Twins fan. Uh, I'm excited to sit down with him and just talk about life in Detroit and maybe some little communities around Detroit, and then just how to talk. We're going to probably touch on some sensitive subjects for some of you, even with maybe some racial issues of how to navigate cities and even other towns as an African American man, and even as white people going into African American communities today. So we're excited about that. Antonio, start us out. So you need to know Antonio's from Detroit. He loves to wear his hats of all different kinds. He also got me hooked on watches, and I can see he's not wearing one today. I'm wearing my
Early.
Seiko Solar watch today. That's powered by the sun, and one of my favorite watches. Antonio is a big Invicta fan, and Invicta watches. And I'll put a little link to Invicta on there for this video, right down there and underneath him. So, what's your most recent watch you've gotten?
I got a watch for my church anniversary last. No, not for this one. Oh, it was our grand opening for our
Okay.
church. So it's been a minute. It's been about. It was last October. So
Okay.
it's been a minute, but I've never purchased one before. I am a pastor, so I have been blessed by. There's a gentleman who attends my church, and he's a big Invicta fan. And his
Yeah.
wife told him that he could no longer buy any more for himself, so he started getting them for me. All right, so he just has this thing that he has to get them, and so I am the recipient, man, and I absolutely love it. The only reason that I don't have one on now is because I had to be up early for a conference, a video call earlier, and I just grabbed some stuff
Just
real
didn't
quick.
do it.
And threw on. Yeah, I jumped out the bed, brushed my teeth, washed my face, and grabbed some gear real quick and threw it on. So yeah.
Um, So, Antonio said he's a pastor. He's a great minister there in Detroit, in the. I wouldn't say, I don't call it inner city. I don't know why people might call it inner city. I think you live in a beautiful area of the world, and I guess maybe I've never experienced quote unquote what we would say inner city. There's some parts in Detroit that maybe are a little rougher, but I just
There's
have
parts
found.
that I'm not going to visit.
Oh, okay. So, so, Antonio, tell us in Detroit.
Uh,
Talk to us about just the reviving of Detroit a little bit,
yeah,
and then just some spots maybe somebody can go to that is off of the norm. So don't tell me the Ford Museum or
yeah.
that kind of stuff people can find in their travel magazines. What are some kind of alcoves of fun in Detroit that people can do?
Our city uh, is on a come up. Like we are revitalizing. There's so much investment, and we see people from all different cultures moving into the city, moving into the downtown area, moving into the midtown area.
Hmm.
There was a lot of investment. There was a lot of businesses that were opening. We have some of the best food uh, anywhere. As far as barbecue.
Yep.
Uh, we've got Slows. We've got if you're a vegan and you're into the more healthier foods, we've got a couple of restaurants that are outstanding when it comes to that type of food. It's really, really good. Um, we're doing a lot of things outside too. You know, as the weather changes in the summer, spring, and fall, we've got what's called the DeQuinder stretch, where it's just
The what?
it's the DeQuinder stretch, and it is
Quinder.
from yep, and it is basically off the river downtown, and it goes through the downtown area, and it just it's just like a bike route, right?
Okay.
And so it transitions, it goes through the neighborhoods all the way down to the riverfront, and it's
Hmm.
absolutely amazing. So we've got a lot of people that are into bike riding. So if you're a bike rider, bring your 10 speed or whatever your cruiser is, bring it, and you'll see hundreds of people just riding their bikes up and down that stretch, man. It's
I got a
pretty amazing.
visual of you with a bike that's no speeds and with the handlebars coming out with the basket on the front,
Yeah,
carrying some what? Getting some flowers at the farmer's market for Nina
yeah, yeah,
coming home.
yeah.
Would that ever happen?
I doubt it. I
Okay.
really
Okay.
doubt it. Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
but you talked about the farmers markets, man. Our farmers markets are amazing. You can get some of everything down there. They opened up, I believe, for the first time this past weekend, and it was
okay.
jam packed. I hope nobody got sick, but
Yeah.
it was jam packed. So that would be another area that you can visit. You can get some little trinkets and stuff. If
Yep.
you want Detroit stuff, there's a lot of stores that are downtown Detroit that sells Detroit gear, right?
Yep.
I make my own stuff. True Worship Detroit. We got a lot of stuff that has Detroit on it just because I rep my city. Joseph, I am a homer, right? I am
Yeah.
a homer. I'm a sports fan. I love all of my sports teams, even though they let me down every year.
They
I
do.
just
They do.
something. It's just something about being a hometown guy, man. I just love my city. So, yeah. I mean, I just think that there's a lot of positive things happening, and you'll see if you go downtown that there are different colored people there, right?
Hmm.
There are people that look like me and people that look like you that is doing commerce together, that's doing
Yeah.
business together, that is doing life together. And I think that has been another strategic advantage for our city is that people see something in our city that they want to be a part of, and it's going to
Absolutely.
take community to do it. There was a stat or a study done that said that Detroit is one of the hardest cities to make a friend. But once you make a friend in the city of Detroit, you have a friend for life. So I think that is so
Yeah.
true that we've had so many people that have come into our city, they've made investments and they left, right? They came in, they tried to do a little something and they left because it's a hard place. It's a hard place in a sense. People have invested a lot, right? Things have
Hmm.
been left to family members over the years that we've seen gentrification take place. We've seen, people, small businesses that have been pushed out. So there's a lot of things that we've had to work through. But if you come into the city with a spirit of partnership, where you want to look to include the community, you want
Yeah.
to include its citizens, man, I'm telling you, we know where to go, we know how to do it, and we know who to do it with. So
Get her
uh,
done.
just kind of plugging into the human capital that is in our city is a vital resource.
Uh, Talk to me about your restaurants.
Mhm.
And you're one of the few places in the middle of the country that uses the word Coney.
Yeah,
I've never quite understood. I always just thought it was a hot dog place, but then
yeah,
you go into them and it's like a full on what? Why?
yeah,
I don't understand that. Why?
yeah,
How
yeah.
did you interpret the? How did you get the word Coney when you think that's kind of an East Coast thing?
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I just grew up. I just grew
Yeah.
up in a city where we had Coney Islands. We have Coney Islands everywhere. I mean, where you can get a chili dog, you can get sloppy burgers.
Yep.
You can get some of everything. Chicken wings, like you can get what is it? Gyros, right? I mean, you can get some of
Gyros,
everything. Yeah, gyros,
euros,
whatever you want to call them. But
gyros.
yeah, yeah. They have everything and they can be right across the street from each other. They're like,
Yeah.
we've been known to have liquor stores on every corner. There's nothing to have two Coney Islands right across the street from each
Yeah.
other or right next door to each
And
other.
they're not the same business. They're
They're
different
not the
people. They just
same
call
business.
it's like saying it's a diner.
They're not the same business, but people
Yeah.
have their preferences because Coney Islands, if you ever talk to a person that goes to Coney Island here, they will tell you the one thing in the Coney Island that they like.
Yeah.
Right. So people will go to certain things. So I might go to this Coney Island for a burger, and I might go to this one for a chili dog. Right. I mean, there's just this a special feel to it, that there are certain Coney Islands that just do certain things well, and everybody's different. So me and you can go to the same place, and we might have our favorites, right? But it won't be the same thing, right? And so I think that that's the special feel of our Coneys, is that they specialize in particular things that individuals will taste and like, and they'll constantly go to that place. I'll go there for a hot dog. I'll go there for a burger, right? So it's just one of those things.
Is you think outside of, if somebody's going to come to Detroit and kind of experience, again, the downtown corridor is amazing. Detroit geographically is huge. The city of Detroit is the miles it expands is way bigger than most cities. And what are some other little neighborhoods? Maybe isn't the area, I'm not sure how you corridors. I think you got like what, 40 or 50 different types of.
We've got a lot of neighborhoods.
Yeah.
There's a lot of neighborhoods, and I can't remember all of them offhand, but we have some historic neighborhoods in the city of Detroit where your what's the lady's name who passed away? The singer, I can't remember, but anyway,
Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, Aretha Franklin.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. She.
I'm a white guy, and I knew Aretha Franklin.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I call the spirit of partnership, man.
All I knew that she's the only African American singer I could think of off the top of my head.
But I'm from the Motor City, man. Like, we've got singers is like everything. I mean, we've got.
I was gonna say Tina Turner, but I wasn't sure.
No.
Aretha Franklin.
But Aretha Franklin, she lived in one of the historic neighborhoods. So what you'll find is that the neighborhoods are a little bit different. And then you've got some neighborhoods where it's a ghost town, where there's, 2 or 3 houses, on a block. And, the city is thinking of strategic ways to use that property because it's land that's available. We're seeing some creative things done too, where they're doing gardens, they're doing, planting fruits and vegetables and, in these lots. So we're seeing some constructive things happening. So I think that the sky is the limit, man. I think that this is the time to dream for any investor or developer that is looking to do something here in the city of Detroit.
So I know you are a city person, and you love the city. But if you and Nina are going to go get out of the city a little bit, what's some areas around there that maybe you're getting a half hour out or 45 minutes out of Detroit, or just any other little town, maybe in Michigan or Indiana, that you guys are like, man, we want to go there for a date night or maybe just an overnight. Just want to get into a little community.
Me and Nina love to get away. Okay. So there's nothing for us to go to Ohio. We like to go down to the Dells. There's.
Is that the Wisconsin Dells?
Wisconsin Dells, man. We will go and hang out there. It's nothing for us to go to Florida. Get some cheap tickets and hop on a flight. We believe that you work hard and you play hard. So we actually put up money, Joseph, to travel. Like, we like to travel with each other, me and her, and we like to do things with our family. So we love condos. We love staying in condos. I don't like staying in hotels, because if you have a family, it's always better to have a kitchen, right? So that you can buy food and cook food. So we're always looking for ways that we can cut our costs down as well. So we're thinking about all those things.
If you're going to go on a road trip, do you get over to the other side of Michigan by the lake, as in Lake Michigan?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I have not. I've been to Grand Rapids one time, and that was for a meeting. So
you don't get out and explore.
I really haven't. Like, I want to get to the dunes and all that kind of stuff. We've been talking about it for a long time. We just haven't done it. So that is next. That's on my bucket list. Listen, it's cold here. Okay, from time to time we try to go south Right? So we try to go south and west, like
Yep.
spend time in California, where else? Arizona, Nevada, like those are the places when we go out west, that's where we go. Down south, we hit Florida, Nashville, Georgia.
Yeah.
We're looking for places that are warmer, so that's why we try to,
That's totally, yeah, and you got to stay in that. You got to stay in the corridor too of where you can fly out of from Detroit. That's simple,
exactly,
and I think in this season we're in now too, people are going to wander around their areas,
absolutely,
and so
absolutely,
this might be the year the Sims family does make it to
yeah,
Lake Michigan,
yeah, you're
and
right. So true,
go to
man.
Holland, Michigan, and around there. There's so many beautiful little towns there.
Yeah, so true.
You and I have conversations frequently about race and the like in our conversations. But as it comes to travel and to getting out, I know you visited one of my towns I live in, and it's a smaller city. And we walked around, and some people did look at you. They looked at you a little. I don't know, funny, but they definitely stared you down in my town, and I was just like, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
And I said to you, will never forget this line. I said, I think they think you're the new doctor in town. Um,
I remember that. Yeah,
um, because you go into some towns and ethnicities don't exist or the diversity doesn't exist.
yeah.
And so, how do you navigate that with your family when you do maybe go into a town? Do you pre-scope that out, or do you kind of just go and see what happens?
No, if your city is in the news for killing black people, I'm not coming. Okay.
Okay.
So if it's, if we haven't heard anything, we know that people have gone, I don't mind going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the reality is that, I don't think all the time that it's that people have a problem with you. It's just that you're different, and different creates curiosity, right? I think that sometimes people are curious. If all you know about people of color is what you see on the news, right? You're doing yourself an injustice if you don't really get to know those people, right? And
Yeah.
so I think that it's just more curiosity than anything else. I'm a pastor, and I've walked past people who were white that have locked their doors, right? Because they were fearful, right? Like
Yeah.
we have to be honest that some people are just fearful of different. They are
Yeah.
fearful of what they see, and people say that they're um, uh, that they're not colorblind, that they are colorblind, right? But it's not true. It's just not true. Like unless you are medically tested to be colorblind, you're colorblind, right? But
Yeah.
if you can see, you can see color, and we have a tendency to respond to people. It's natural, Joseph. It's natural to respond to people based off of your past experiences
Yep.
or what you know or what you've learned about a particular group of people, whether it's true or false, right? So we tend to respond to people in that way, and a lot of times, and not in all cases, I don't want to make it an absolute
Yeah.
thing, is that sometimes we respond based off of our fears, and that's something that we have to work through. So that's why I smile at people all the time. I'm
Yeah.
smiling. I'm intentionally trying to be nice to people because I want them to know whatever. If you have a negative stereotype of people of color, I want to crush that.
Yeah.
I want to destroy that because I want you to go back and tell your family, right? Because a lot of this stuff is learned. It's learned behavior, right? I want to help you to unlearn negative things that have been taught that's just simply not true for an entire race of people.
That's good. That's good. Um, uh, so Detroit, like it or not, has a stereotype of being very African American and maybe quote unquote unsafe.
Yeah,
I went there a couple years ago, and I was like, "This is going to be my another city I love."
yeah,
I'm a big Milwaukee fan. I'm a big Minneapolis fan, even though the tragedy that happened there just recently with the death of African American with some police. I'm a big Detroit fan. I don't know. I don't know if it's just the hardworking Midwest.
yeah,
We're gonna hunker down and we're gonna survive the winters,
yeah,
and then get through. But Detroit is just I just found it to be this amazing cacophony of just love and acceptance and people
Yeah.
bringing you in.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel any issue, there. But but people do. So what do you say to that? If people coming into, maybe that's not even Detroit, but just going into another culture when you
Yeah.
travel, when you get out, it could be. It's no different. I've talked to people like, I don't want to go to Italy, and they're like, why? Well, they don't speak English.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, that's a weird, like. So we have all these different reasons for not doing things, and it is because it's different.
Yeah.
So how do you speak to people to go? How do you jump into a different culture and be feel safe, but also
Yeah.
just and enjoying it? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, there's so many things to enjoy.
Yeah, I think that you should do your research and you should go to those places that have good reviews. Like people, you know what I'm saying? There are reviews out there about restaurants, about different places to visit. We've got museums, we've got we just got so many things to do and places to see. And I think you need to come with an open heart, like come ready to experience the city, right? Because it is an experience. And I think that people cut themselves off because of the things that they hear. And it creates this word again, it creates fear.
Yeah,
What I loved about you coming and other people like you that come is that you want to come and you want to get involved, like you want to get in the mix of it. And I think you talk about that Detroit hardworking feel. We can sense that. We can sense
hmm,
that you don't mind being with us. We
yeah,
want people that are not afraid to be with us because we're not going to hurt you. I
yeah,
guarantee you, if you come, nothing's going to happen to you. Right? Nothing's going to happen to you. If you go to a drug house, I can't vouch for that, right? But
yeah.
if you come and you are coming to enjoy the city and you're
Yeah.
coming to enjoy the people, you're coming for a good experience, I guarantee you that you're going to have a great time.
We love Detroit so much that I actually took my family there that one year for spring break, and we drove there and with the boys and my wife, and we loved it. Even though we got like 3 feet of snow while we were there, which wasn't necessarily a spring break trip, but probably one of the coolest experiences I had in Detroit was going to the Detroit Grooming Company with my boys and getting an old-fashioned haircut, beard trim, a hot towel on the neck
Yeah.
with an actual barber, and just having that moment with them was amazing. I
Yeah.
loved it.
That's another thing too, man. Just the culture of barbershops and the
Hmm.
culture of hair salons here, right? I mean, that is so huge as far as our communities are concerned. If you come, make sure that you haven't cut your hair. Come and go to a barbershop and get that experience. Get into
Yeah,
the barber's chair and just get that whole experience of what it's like to be around people that's talking about everything from sports to
yep,
politics. You'll
yep.
love it. I'm telling you.
So you and your wife travel. I know you've done some cruises. Well, what did you think about cruising?
Well, it goes back to what I said earlier, man. We really I spend so much time working that we try to unplug. And
Hmm.
going on a cruise is just one of those things where you can really, like you can choose whether or not to get the internet package, right?
Yeah,
And there's been times where we have chosen not to connect to anybody. Like we really wanted to disconnect and get away. And we've gone on several cruises. We've even gone on cruises as an entire church, and it's just been a good experience, man. So I guess it all depends on where you're going.
yeah,
It has a lot to do with it. I prefer, on my last cruise, we went to the Bahamas for the second time. We went last, I think this past February, and I got a balcony waterfront
yeah.
view. I don't think I'll ever go on another cruise without it. It is something about, yeah, I'm telling you, spend a couple dollars more.
It's worth the extra
And
four hundred
man,
bucks.
it is worth it, man, to be able to just look outside and see all the water and to sit
Yeah.
outside and to have a coffee and a tea and
Hmm.
just to be able, and, if you're married, you're with your spouse. I mean, it is an awesome experience, man. So I'll never go on another cruise without it. So,
That you're from the city. We're in the woods, and we don't get a lot of horizon. I'll say
mm,
it like there's
mm,
just not. So when you go on the cruises or you sit on a beach,
Yeah.
and just look out at the water. I tell people I never need to get in water. I have no, even though we have lakes all over up here, I don't need to get in water. But I like to sit on the edge of water because you can
Yeah.
just see farther,
Yeah.
and you get
Yeah.
that again perspective visually
Oh
and
my goodness.
internally too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, any other thoughts for any fellow wanderers? Again, this is Antonio Sims from Detroit, episode 4. I forgot to say it a couple times.
Yeah.
This is episode 4 of Fellow Wanderers from Detroit. Any other thoughts for people as they get out and about this summer?
Yeah, I would really encourage people to, if you're not putting up money to travel, you should. Like you should have, just like, we pay ourselves first, we give to God, whatever, we pay our bills, right? But you should also have a fund that you're putting up for yourself to travel, for you and your spouse and your family, right? To be able to get out and to experience the world. God made it. And guess what? He made it for all of us to experience, right?
Yeah.
The other thing that I recommend too is that you find someone who can help you to navigate your plan for the trip. Even if it's something local, just get in contact with, a travel agent and just get some advice on what's there, what's available. We only know what we know, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good just to go because you get the experience and you learn some things, but also you have an opportunity to find out what's there before you get there. So you kind of have a plan of what you want to do. So I would definitely inquire you or encourage you to find out about these different places. Try to go somewhere new, right? Like we try to go to different places. If we go to Florida, we try to go to a different place in Florida. We try to visit a different city. And it all depends on what's available. And also why I think the travel agent is so important is that they know where the deals are, right? Like they know what specials are out there. I don't know about you, but I love a special, right? Let me know how much I can save, because guess what? You might be able to get a package where you can get an all-inclusive, right?
Yep.
Where you can, you get your drinks, you have your food, everything is taken care of. But you might also want to be able to save just on the package in general if you need to buy food, right? If you need to buy your own stuff, right? It's just good to know to maximize your dollar. So that would be my advice to people. Good.
Well, thanks, Pastor Antonio, for jumping on this morning. And you have a perfect screen behind you. We should have backdropped you on a beach somewhere. Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So thanks for being with us, and say hi to your wonderful wife, Nina, and your kids. Give them some ice cream for me, and we will see you guys soon.
All right, man. Thanks for having me. Love you guys. Love love your family, the boys, your daughter, everybody. We send our love, man. Great.